Good morning, sleepyhead. Good morning. It is 4:45 a.m. and I've been up since 2:45 a.m. Max is teething pretty bad and he just has been up like every couple hours. I've been using frankincense oil and letting him chew on frozen fruit and ice cubes and washcloth, teething toys, which he really doesn't care for. He'd rather chew on his fingers. So yeah, if anyone has any magical remedies that they'd like to share with me, that would be awesome. Just trying to get everything else packed and ready to go. Are at the biggest and best place in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Walmart. We decided to get one of these doodads because his head is all wongo wobbling around.
We are now at Sam's Club in Pueblo, Colorado because Max decided to freak out in the car, and so now we're trying to get him tired, and Krisha's looking at books.
Captain Underpants.
Yay, Captain Underpants.
We finally made it. After like 10.5 hours, I think it was, we finally made it. We had our pit stops for food and diaper changes, and we had to stop at Sam's Club to walk around. We sat in traffic for 2.5 hours, all the way from Monument until where we are right now in North Glen. So my word of advice to anybody traveling to Denver is to fly. Don't drive. Fly. Throwing the poopy diaper in the car.
Poop diaper.
Throw it!
Just do it, just do it.
Just do it! Sorry I haven't given any sort of update on our day today at all, or really yesterday, because today was pretty boring. We didn't really do much. We just kind of sat around at home and looked at tiny houses because me and my cousins are going to build our own little community of tiny houses on my piece of land that my mom's giving me, and I'm pumped. So excited. So we spent most of the day on Pinterest and watching shows about tiny houses. And then this afternoon we went to Emily's engagement party and it was so nice. Now I just put Max to bed and we're going downstairs to go play some games. And tomorrow, don't really know what the plan is, but I know that all I want to do is get Haagen-Dazs, or I'm going to. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. We are at Perkins for brunch. And today we are going to the Orchard Mall, and I'm gonna get my Haagen-Dazs. And we're just gonna look around and have some fun with the family today, since it's our last day and we won't be back for a while. And also, in case anybody was wondering, Justin couldn't come this time because he couldn't get off on Friday. So yeah, it's a bummer. Here's our ridiculously packed car that we have to take back to Albuquerque tomorrow. Should be a good time. I don't even know if we can see out the... Oh yeah, we can. We can barely see out the back of the window. We're at this place called Enchanted Grounds. I haven't vlogged very much because Max is not only teething, but he's going to be flat. He's just been such a fussy butt. And we haven't really done anything, and I still did not get Haagen-Dazs. She did not get Haagen-Dazs. Or basketball. Or basketball. So I got McDonald's. I had 2 Haagen-Dazs. Also, for the people that don't know, Emily is coming home with us. She's staying in Albuquerque for 6 months at least. It's a road trip. And if you're ever in Raton, New Mexico, come to this restaurant. We'll give an update on the food afterwards. The shoe shop. Whoa, it's really zoomed in. Food was so good, and so was the coffee, and they put a lot of caramel in it, which made it even better. Now we're on our way back home. What are you doing there? And we had to unpack the whole car so that we could get the stroller out so Max could play. But he did really good.
Dane, are you in there? Dane, are you in there?
You think you're crazy.
I am, because my daughter makes me crazy.
Emily's suitcase literally weighs 100 pounds.
I have all my clothes in there.
It's just really heavy, so we thought she packed her dog or Dane or somebody in there, but...
There's some candles in there.
Why would you pack? We made it to Albuquerque. Emily, how does it feel to be a buqueño? A buqueño. So we're home now. And Max did so good. He slept like the whole way. Hi. There's my dad.
How are you?
Hi, buddy. The ride back was definitely a lot easier. I don't know if it was just because Max was not in as much pain, or if he just knew we were going home and he was ready to get home. I don't know what it was. On top of teething, I had mentioned that he was going through a leap. So a leap is basically when your baby's going through a growth spurt, mentally, physically. They start to like grasp onto new things that they've never done before, whether that's like muttering certain things or crawling, walking, being able to decipher between long distance and short distance. And so basically when they're going through these things, they are just going through a lot. So they tend to get really clingy and fussy, and I mean, for years and years, people didn't know like why their babies went through like such fussy times, and they assumed that they were tired or hungry or teething or whatever it might be. And all of those might have been what it was. But sometimes your baby goes through these leaps. I got this book, it's called The Wonder Weeks, and it describes like every leap that they go through and what exactly they're going through in their head and what they're gonna be able to do after the leap, which is really helpful. So for those of you guys that are going to have a baby or have a baby, or even if your baby is like a year old and you're like, oh my gosh, my baby's like been fussy for 20 something days, or you know, he just learned something new and that's really awesome. It's probably because he went through a leap. They also have an app that I think is like $2. And that kind of gives you like the gist of what they're going through. I mean, you could also get that, but I would definitely suggest the book because it's been really helpful. I mean, when you can't decide whether it's if he's tired or if he's hungry, if it's, you know, if he's not any of those, having that kind of resource has been like super duper helpful. And it gives tips on what to do to help them. I mean, usually I wear him a lot more like in my sling, or we have a lot more quiet time together. He doesn't like to be as stimulated during these leaps. He doesn't like to be around a lot of people, which is completely normal. I mean, the book explains all of these things. So I mentioned that our trip was like kind of stressful, and that had a lot to do with it. I mean, during the leap period, they're not completely stressed out and fussy like every single day. Let me go get him. Anywho, like I was saying, they're not completely like stressed out and fussy the entire time. They just go through like these spurts where, like, you know, it might be a day where it's good and the next day might be kind of stressful. Max, I mean, was teething and in a lot of pain. He seems to be doing better today. I've been giving him some like chamomile tea and using oils and just trying to keep him distracted. And he's been a pretty happy camper the last few days, which has been really awesome. This leap that we're going through right now, leap 5, is 24 days long and we have 19 days left. So needless to say, he's been going through a lot, but I mean, it's awesome to see what your baby goes through in that time. And I mean, you can even log, like I've logged what he learns like from beginning to end, and it's amazing. I mean, what babies can do at such a young age. If you haven't heard of this book or read it and you're interested, click the link in the description below, and it's so helpful. I mean, it's a lifesaver. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!